guys, welcome to another wargame review from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander.
And I'm Grant.
And
you said that with a question mark.
Yeah, because we've already reviewed this game. Which I'm like, really, what we're going to talk about today is the expansions for table battles from Hollandspiele. Hollandspiele was very kind enough to send us all of the expansions. Which there are 5 currently.
That's a lot.
And the expansions are literally, you get this nice little...
carrying case.
Yeah, there's like a name for it. But it's a nice little sealed carry box thing, card deck protector, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
And it is just, each one is a themed deck of new battles. And I think they have like 8 or 9 in each one. Let me just double check. It kind of varies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 9. So... we've played through a number of these scenarios.
Yeah, we didn't play them all, but we have played quite a few.
Yes, and just wanted to put it out there that if you like table battles, then...
this is more table battles,
it is
and
more
it's good.
Table battles. And each of the packs are themed. So if you buy Table Battles 2nd Edition, you get a bunch of battles in it, and it's kind of like a bit of smattering from everywhere. There's some Roman, there's some Greek, there's some Persian.
American Revolutionary War.
There's some English Civil War. There's a bit of everything.
In the base game.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but these expansions are themed. So you can play through, 9 or 10 battles from one particular war or period. So we had, where was the... I've got them all out. There was Age of Alexander, Wars of the Roses, Gettysburg, English Civil War, and then, is it the War of Spanish Succession? No, it was the Grand Alliance.
Grand Alliance.
It's around that time.
Kind of similar? Yeah.
I think it's the same thing.
Yeah. Someone's going to yell at us about that. But...
and it will be fully deserved.
Yes.
But, so, there's a bunch of these different things, and frankly, like you were telling me, just pick a theme and buy one, right?
Yeah, I mean... if you really like American Revolutionary War, just buy that because you'll connect with the history. The mechanics really are the same across all of them. They do have some minor little differences. Obviously there's no artillery in Alexander.
Right.
No cannon. But yeah, I mean, frankly, I enjoyed playing the Civil War and the American Revolution scenarios. I enjoyed those.
Yes.
It's because I connect with that history. I didn't have as much fun when we played English Civil War and Wars of the Roses, but maybe you did.
Yes. And I like there was a couple of Napoleonic scenarios in the other base game, which I really like those as well.
And I really enjoyed the Ancients.
Yes.
We played that. It was cool. I don't know. So I guess if you just like a certain type of history, maybe focus on that one, and then eventually just get them all because they're all really good.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it boils down to, is because the game's pretty abstract. The theme is in some of the flavor and, which unit has which ability.
Yeah.
That's about as far as the theme goes, honestly.
Well, and I think what you're really trying to say regarding theme is I don't know that there's anything that makes this feel, oh, this is such ancient-style combat. I don't know that I get that.
No.
When we played. I mean, although you can see it, and, there's a phalanx here, and these hoplites were... in reserve and absorbing damage. I mean, there's some of that, but I don't know that there's any real technical way that those are differentiated.
Yeah, at least not that isn't translated into the other periods, right? I've got this unit of skirmishers who can screen.
He's going to do this, yeah.
Right. Well, you have in a different period, you'll have an artillery unit that screens guys in a slightly different but similar concept way, right?
Yeah. It's still screened. It just was a cannon doing that screen, not a column of horses.
And how you trigger that with the dice might be different, but it's the same concept. But because of the way that the battles are, right? It's an individual battle. You've got your formation lined up. You're looking at it from a slightly higher level than, here's these types of spears attacking these types of heavy shields, right? You don't get that in that sense, and that's why, you could, even if you weren't a huge Civil War nut, you buy the Gettysburg expansion because it's just more table battles.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want more table battles?
It's just more of a good game.
Because if you like this system, frankly, you probably already have the expansions anyway.
Yeah.
But if you don't, there's no reason you wouldn't, because it just gives you more. And because these play very quickly, this is very light. I mean, 20 20 minutes.
The last game we played, I think, was only about, I want to say, 12 minutes.
Yeah.
It went very badly, and it snowballed, and it was over pretty quick. Now, go back to our game of Alexander. That one lasted a little longer. There was a little more back and forth.
A bit more cagey in that one, yep.
We were also probably a little less aggressive in that one, trying to feel it out.
Yeah, all right. But I put dice where I'm like,
I shouldn't have done that.
I want to do that.
Yeah. But I think the truth of this game, and if you don't know what Table Battles is, you may have to go back and watch our first review. But it is, in essence, an abstracted game of different types of battles. You've got dice that you're placing to activate abilities.
Which are your attacks.
Yes. Right? Those abilities are associated with formations on the battlefield. Those formations have a certain number of matchsticks or colored, what do you call these? Blocks, but they're not really blocks.
Yeah, we'll call them sticks.
Yeah, sticks. So you might have 5 of those. That's your health, in essence.
Yep.
And you have some priorities. You have to attack the 5th main first, or the 20th main.
Yeah, once they're gone, you can
attack the next thing. So it's abstracted, very simplified. The mechanics are very cool. You roll a bunch of dice, you place them. Then the next turn, you can take some of those actions, then you roll a bunch of dice, and you keep doing that.
Yes.
And ultimately, what it comes down to is you're trying to outdo your opponent, or wait until your opponent doesn't get the dice that they need because they rolled a bunch of 1s, or 1s, 2s, and 3s, and they needed 4, 5s, and 6s. So there's a lot of dice luck, which is great. It's fine. It works because they're 10-minute games.
Yes, it's not. This isn't supposed to be the crunchiest simulation of anything. This is very much a filler type game.
Yeah.
Or a game where you're going to sit down and play 4 or 5 of these because you love it and you want to spend an hour and a half doing it.
I think that, frankly, the way we play our games, we'll play like a big 3, 4, 5 hour game.
Yes.
This kind of thing, or its cousin, Dinosaur Table Battles,
yes,
kind of is able to be broken out, and you play 2 matches, it takes you 30 minutes. And then I'm like, hey, Alexander, see you later, and I go home to do other things. That's what this system is good at. But I think you can also, getting these expansions, you got 9 battles in here.
Yeah.
Oh, and guess what? There are 9 battles in this one.
That has
and
5
there were 9
of them.
in the base game, and there's 9 in here. And I mean, you could sit down with your children or your best friend or your wife or whatever.
Play it on a lunch break at work.
Yeah, and 10, 15 minutes, you can game it. You do another one, and man, you go back to eating your lunch and you go back to work.
Yeah. That's
what this system is made for. Very compact, you can take it along. It travels well. And
yeah, if you want to, so the gem cases don't fit in the box, but if you want to take them out of the cases and just keep the decks, these do fit in the box, so you could put it all in the box.
Yeah.
If you were so inclined, and
you could. Just I think the flat deck will fit.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, you would just line them up,
stick them all in there.
So to me, that's its strength: compactness, quick playing time, interesting and simple mechanics. Yet it has some historical interest. I'm not going to say historic flavor or theme because I feel like it's just pasted on for the playability of it. For the history of it.
Yeah, what's nice is that, especially on like the some of the cards that they have exceptional rules on them, where they do not quite the normal thing, it'll have a little couple sentence or two that might say, hey, these guys did this, and this is why they do this thing.
Yes.
So you get little tiny nuggets of some flavor.
Well, and you also get Amabel's humor.
Yes.
Because remember
nice and dry.
It is very good. The Alexander game we played there, I can't remember, it was a horse detachment, right?
Oh, it was
and it said they had one job to prevent the companion cavalry from getting across the river.
Yeah, and it said they had one job.
They didn't succeed. Yeah, and so that to me is haha. There's quite a few moments like that in the game, written on the cards themselves. And I like how they work together. These cards all work together.
Yeah.
You've got to figure out a strategy. That's why sometimes when we're playing a new game or a new deck, you do have to try to figure it out a little bit. And then you're like, oh, I know what I need to do now. And you got to kind of do that.
Yeah, or as the battle goes on, if you do 1 extra damage to this guy, I now have quite a significant advantage over there. So I'm going to flip my strategy and work on this side instead of this side. Because this game is it's quite fragile in the balance, right? If it tips one way and you start lose a guy or two, you only need to lose 2 or 3 formations in most
over.
scenarios for it to be over. And
Yeah.
if you get a couple hits in real strong, you're like, yeah, okay, like you can kind of push it home and then it's done with, and you set up a new one.
Yeah, that's exactly the way it is. This is not a game where every single one of your formations should be attacking every single one of the other side's formations.
Yeah, it's rare you want to do that.
You kind of look for the weaknesses. You look for where you can get in. And then you also got to line up your dice with that. So you got to be a little flexible with that as well. But you really want to focus on 2 or 3 formations and bash them pretty hard so that they ultimately die and you gain.
And you're trying to keep your defensive abilities.
Yep,
but
that
sucks up your dice. So
counterattack. Yep.
Oh, it's
nice. A good management. I think it's a good balance of both offensive and defensive. The best part is you only have 6 dice. So you have 3-4 dice on the cards themselves, and you're desperately wanting another 6 because you want to activate that ability that takes 2 6s.
Yeah.
But you're only rolling 2 dice, so it's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's like you're managing that.
Yes.
You're dealing with scarcity of resources and trying to get done what you need to get done. That's probably the best part of it, I think.
Yes.
But yeah, these expansions, I had a good time.
Yes.
I would play these
fully
all day, any day. They're fun.
If you want to learn how the game works, go watch the review for the base game.
2nd edition table battles.
Where we kind of go through, what it looks like and how it works. But just know there's at least 5 expansions at the moment.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're going to do more.
I'm sure there's more underway. Because it's pretty easy to transpose things and add that little bit to this new period, that kind of thing. But there's a lot more out there. If you love this game, expansions out the door. There's 5 of them. Pick one or pick them all. They have a sale, and Hollandspiele has a sale every year.
And I think, aren't these like I want to say they're like $15 a piece.
I don't know.
Okay.
I
swear that's what it is, but maybe I'm wrong. But I will say this. There are enough devotees of this system that I think Tom's going to keep trying to put sets together.
Yes, there's no reason
for him not to put 1 or 2 of these out a year. And I'll be honest, when this system first came out, I thought, that looks too light for us. I kind of poo-pooed it, which was dumb.
Yes.
Until we finally bit the bullet. You made me try it. It's not that you made me. I wasn't kicking or screaming.
We just got round to it more than anything.
I enjoyed it immediately.
Well, and
now I've enjoyed it again.
Like you said, right? We played a big bulge game this morning.
Yep.
That took 3 hours. And then you can sprinkle this in absolutely anywhere.
Yeah, it's great.
And that's where I think it really stands. This is a game you never get rid of your collection. Because it's so small, you can fit it anywhere.
Yep.
And it's always something that you can just tack on somewhere.
Yeah.
Or you can do it just... It takes so little time to play this.
Yeah, and the table space required is fairly compact.
And you've got some interesting choices, and you play, and then it's done with.
It's a good game. It's a solid game.
So yes.
Really enjoyed it.
Lots of expansions, lots of different time periods that you can get into. Check that out on Hollandspiele's website. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I've been Alexander from PlayerSaid.com.
And I'm Grant.